Howdy folks, I just wanted to let you know where we're at on the floating shelves. We have been talking about this for months, if not years. We have been talking about where we would install them, what colors we want to go with, because we do have different color bookcases in different spaces. So that makes a little bit of a difference. We've talked about lengths, how far we're going to go across the different spaces with them. What we can do. So we finally come to a decision. We think we know where we're installing them. I think I just recently shared that with you. And then we're actually going to go out to Ikea, which isn't real close to our house also. So it's not easy to go look at everything in person without making a whole trip. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So we're going to head over there. This is Erin's first trip to Ikea. So we're going to explore the store a little bit. We're going to look at some other options that we've been talking about with what we're going to do for future possible upgrades, some other bookcases that Erin would like for some of the larger toys to be able to be displayed on. And hope you join us in this journey. It was very hot this day, and you can tell by Erin's expression. And we're off.
The cells are super deep and wide, and you can put an aircraft carrier on it.
Deep and wide, deep and
Sky
wide.
Striker on it.
So Sky Strikers and whales.
Rattlers,
Rattlers.
hydrofoils.
That's a tall.
There's $50 a shelf.
Yikes. Of course, we stopped to look at the toys. We also got a snack. First Swedish meatballs at Ikea. What do you think?
They're kind of like Kroger and Trader Joe's. Just hot and cooked better.
And 40 minutes away from the house.
Yes. You're not cooking in the microwave.
Oh, okay. I don't cook the meatballs in the microwave. Who does that?
I do.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. While I was looking at some items to use for craft projects, Erin found a place to sit. And we finally made it to the warehouse where the floating shelves are stored. Does this remind you of any iconic movie scene? We got the shelves! And then we were on to loading the shelves in the back of the car and heading home. Once again, the fact that my seat's full flat and we can load long items back here has come very in handy. The installation of these shelves starts with a metal bar that has 3 rods that extend out from it that the white shelf will slide onto to hold in place. And you secure these metal parts to the wall using multiple holes along the length so it distributes the weight evenly. Once the metal piece is secure, then you can put your floating shelf onto those rods. They slide in the back and completely disappear, and the shelf looks like it's floating in the air. You do have to go back and secure it also with screws from the top down into those bars so it doesn't accidentally fall off on you. With one shelf done, you can go on to installing another. In our case, only 12 more to go. Okay, so I'm in the bedroom now. This is the floating shelves that we installed. They're above both of our closet doors. And then we went ahead and did a third one that's centered on that portion of the wall because we realized that even with both of these, as long as they are, and we have a little bit of space on the ends right now from the way that we have it set up, not all the bears would actually fit up there. We are missing 2 of the Care Bear cousins up on top. We have the Care Bear cousins that came out from 84, 85. We're missing a boxed Share Bear who is right there from the original series. And then there's also a secret bear that we don't have from the original series that was a little bit later, but would still be original 80s. So we're gonna probably try to track it down in box. Then we also have the ideal that maybe we will find the UK exclusive released Care Bear cousins also in box, but those are much harder to find, and at this point we haven't come across them in the States. And at some point we would like to add them also, which is like another 5 or 6 cousins, I believe. So we decided in the end we probably need the space for these. We've also talked about getting the Rainbow Bright dolls all unboxed for the color kids, and We made sure that if we don't have the Care Bear cousins here, we could put the 10-inch dolls below in this gap right here below the shelf, and they would fit here and across, and then the 18-inch dolls would fit on the sides. So at some point we may end up having those in here just because they are large if we end up collecting them. Right now we only have the 18-inch Rainbow Bright and Baby Bright and an open 10-inch Rainbow Bright. So we don't have many of those boxes yet, but if we did, we would definitely need more real estate for them than we currently have in the other room. So if you like these, they're pretty easy with the exception of a minor head wound when Aaron accidentally hit his head on one of the posts that you put up to hold these on this one when we first got started. But he's also a very tall guy. So very cute bears. We added 3 shelves in the hobby room that go from one end of the wall to the other. Currently, the 3rd shelf is only visible from our faux closet. The family room has 3 new shelves that go from one end of the wall to the other also. One shelf went above the 3 bookcases in the living room. And we installed 2 above the 4 bookcases on the opposite wall of the living room. They're not quite lined up so that we can have larger items in some areas and smaller in other places, and this made it easier to not have to get them completely level with each other. The last shelf we added was in the Lego room, and it is centered above the space that looks into the kitchen. So if you stuck around this long, you've seen exactly what we were able to do with the floating shelves. We purchased them, we got them installed, and we've actually added toys to them. So we've been able to incorporate them in our displays and are really liking how they turned out. We think this was a great choice, and we're looking forward to what we can do as we move things around in the future also. As always, go ahead and like and subscribe so you can follow along with us in the future. We have a lot of fun things coming up that we'd like to share, and other events from the past that we are also going to get caught up on. Have a great day.